Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, students. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. So, welcome to the last class of this session. Okay, so today we'll finish all this thing. Okay, so I'll complete the last small portion which is there in this oscillator. Okay, after that, few problems based on this module 2. From the module 2, I will solve. Okay, some important problems. Okay. Effect of negative feedback on gain and bandwidth. Okay, so basically we know about the formula AF equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Okay, now normally this A beta term is much greater than 1. You can say, so this is equal to A by uh, so this A1 can be neglected considering A beta much greater than 1. A beta, since A beta is much greater than 1. Okay, so this guy will be reduced to 1 by beta. Okay, so your AF is normally most of the times 1 by beta, considering that this factor A beta is much greater than 1. Okay, but this condition is not always true. Okay, it is only true when this A beta parameter is much greater than 1. Okay, so sometimes what happens, that means when the frequency increases, okay, at high frequency the gain of the system decreases. Okay, due to some capacitive effect at high frequency, this A term, the gain of the amplifier will decrease. Okay, so obviously if this A will decrease, then this A beta term will also decrease, and you cannot neglect this one. Okay, so in that scenario this formula will not be true. Okay, so you have to take this thing. Similarly, at low frequency also this gain of the amplifier will be low. Okay, because at low frequency, because of the capacitive coupling, okay, whenever we give the signal to the amplifier, we give through a capacitor. Okay, and you know that the capacitor has a impedance xc equal to 1 by 2 pi fc. Okay, so at low frequency means the c value will be low. Okay, or c value will be near to 0. So if this is 0, then the xc value will be high. That means it indicates that at low frequency the impedance of the capacitor is high. Okay, so if the impedance of the capacitor is high, then the signal which will pass through the capacitor will also be low. Okay, because your capacitor is providing some resistances or impedance. Okay, so that's why will not allow the signal to go through it. Okay, so the amplifier cannot amplify much. Okay, so that means the A or the gain of this amplifier will be low both at low frequency and at high frequency. Okay, in that scenario this A beta equal to greater than 1 condition will not satisfy. Okay, so in that scenario this AF will be equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Okay, so there is one relationship or one graph between the gain and the frequency which looks like this. This is your frequency axis and this is your gain. That means let's say we are doing a frequency response. That means how the gain is changing with respect to frequency. So what we will find out, uh, initially the gain will be low, and in between it will be high, and gradually it will be decreasing. This is your frequency axis. Okay, so this value, the maximum value is given by A0, let's say. Okay, so this is your frequency response. That means how the gain of the amplifier is changing with respect to frequency. As I told you, in the low frequency region, due to the capacitive coupling effect, this gain of the op amp will be gain of the amplifier will be less. Okay, similarly at the high frequency also, due to that capacitive coupling effect, the gain of the amplifier will be less. I mean gradually reduced. Okay, with respect to increase in this frequency, the gain will go on decreasing. Okay, so here one particular point has been chosen, which is 70%, not 70, actually 70.7, 0.707 times of A0. Okay, so whenever the gain will fall down to this point, so that point will be called as the cutoff frequency. Make a horizontal line. Okay, so this frequency F1 and it cut here F2. Okay, so this F1 is the lower cutoff frequency and this F2 is the higher cutoff frequency of the amplifier. Okay, so here the frequency when the gain will be equal to 0.707 times of the maximum gain. Okay, maximum gain is A0 and this point is 0.707 times of A0. Okay, so the frequency at which this thing occur, that is called the lower cutoff frequency, or here let us say I have taken the name as F1. Okay, and here this point is your higher cutoff frequency. You can say this F1 is as lower cutoff frequency, this F2 as higher cutoff frequency. Okay, it is also called as or lower 3 dB. So this why this 3 dB, this 0.707, this thing is actually came from 0.3 dB. Sorry, only 3 dB. Okay. Okay, so this point is 3 dB less than this A0 point. Okay, so that's why this 3 dB term has come. Okay, so I have 2 points where the signal or this the gain has reduced by 3 dB with respect to the maximum. Okay, so this one and this one. But out of these 2 points, this one is lower side and this one is the higher side. Okay, so that's why it is called, this one is called as lower 3 dB frequency and this will be called as upper 3 dB frequency. Okay, so this is I am talking about the gain without feedback. So this is about the gain of the system without feedback. Okay, now just I am erasing this thing. Now if you do a graph of the AF means the closed loop gain. Okay, when the system has a feedback, at the time the gain which you are taking, that is called as AF. Okay, or the closed loop gain. Okay, so if I will draw the response of AF with respect to frequency, then I will get a figure like this, the same figure, but it will be somehow like this. Okay, why? Because my formula was A equal to 1 by F equal to A by 1 plus A beta. Okay, from this term we are finding out the denominator is somehow greater than 1. Okay, so obviously this AF term will be lesser than A. Okay, because AF equal to A by 1 plus A beta, so AF will be lesser than A. Okay, so this parameter, this first graph was your A value and the second graph is your AF value. So this one is for AF. So obviously AF is less than A, so that's why I'm getting this thing. Okay, so here this is the maximum value of your AF. Okay, and if I want to find out the cutoff frequency for this AF, then you take another point which is 0.707 times of F. So make a horizontal line. So this one is the cutoff frequency or lower cutoff frequency for the feedback. Okay, with feedback F1 F you can say. Okay, and this one will be F2 F. That means with feedback the higher cutoff frequency, and this one is with feedback the lower cutoff frequency. Okay, so this difference I will tell as bandwidth with feedback. ये डिफरेंस है. ओके, इन दोनों के बीच में जो डिफरेंस है, so that is the bandwidth with feedback. एंड इनिशियली जो लिए थे, ओके, F1 और F2 के बीच में, मतलब ये वाला पॉइंट है. F1 okay, that means when there was no feedback for this bigger graph, upper graph, okay, for this the lower cutoff frequency this and the higher cutoff frequency this one, so the difference between them is the bandwidth. Okay, now with feedback what you are finding out, the gain has been reduced but this cutoff frequency has been shifted. ये जो F1 इधर था ये थोड़ा नीचे आ गया है और लोअर हो गया है, और ये जो F2 था ये थोड़ा राइट को शिफ्ट हो गया है, मतलब इन दोनों के बीच में जो डिफरेंस वो बढ़ गया है. ओके, so obviously you can find out that BF is greater than B. Okay, so you can say BF is greater than B. That means the gain with feedback is greater than the gain without bandwidth with feedback is greater than the bandwidth without feedback. Okay, so this one is BF means the bandwidth with feedback. B means the bandwidth without any feedback. Okay, so this BF is greater than B. So this it is same. And at the same time your AF is less than A. Okay, that means the gain with feedback is less than the gain without feedback. So what we are concluding here, we are increasing or we are having more bandwidth in trade off with the gain. Okay, we are losing the gain, we are reducing the gain, and we are gaining or we are increasing this bandwidth. Okay, so with the what is the benefit of this negative feedback? So using negative feedback we can increase this bandwidth at the cost of reduction of the gain. Okay, so here we will find out the the net in multiplication of the bandwidth and the gain will be constant. Okay, with the without feedback whatever the bandwidth and this gain we are getting their multiplication, and with feedback whatever the bandwidth and gain we are getting their multiplication will be constant. Anyway, so this is a small concept about the effect of the negative feedback on gain and bandwidth that you can explain if sometime it is asked. Now we'll see some important problem on the based on this model 2. Okay. All of you have started preparation for the end term exam? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
सर अभी तो सर असाइनमेंट ही बना रहे हैं सर.
अभी असाइनमेंट बना रहे हो? असाइनमेंट का देने का तो डेट चला गया है.
नहीं सर, वो आपका तो सर दे दिए हैं सर, और भी सब्जेक्ट्स का सर बहुत सारा असाइनमेंट.
अच्छा, दूसरा सब्जेक्ट का असाइनमेंट बना रहे हो? ठीक है, असाइनमेंट बनाओ, लेकिन जो पढ़ाया गया था तो उसको पढ़ो. ठीक है, असाइनमेंट तो तुम सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट करते होगे, वो तो मुझे पता है, उससे तो कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं है. ठीक है कि नहीं?
सर मेहनत करते हैं सर, ऐसे
मेहनत नहीं, सिर्फ कॉपी पेस्ट करते हो, हाथ में सिर्फ लिखने का काम करते हो और कुछ मेहनत नहीं. सोचने का काम तुम कुछ नहीं करते हो. ठीक है कि नहीं? वही अगर एग्जाम्पल दिया गया है तो एग्जाम्पल का वहाँ से कॉपी करना है, या तो कोई दूसरा तुम्हारा फ्रेंड किया है तो उससे कॉपी करना है. ऐसे ही होता है असाइनमेंट. ठीक है ना? एनीवे, just okay, have you seen the structure, question structure? How it will be asked?
No sir, no sir, no sir.
Okay, so question structure basically the long question from each module. I mean, module 1 long question, but in module 2 there will be 2 long questions. Okay, and module 5 no long questions will be there. Okay, so that's why module 2 is very important. So go through it, all the theory parts and its problem part. Okay, so basically in module 2 means BJT. Okay, so BJT में तुम्हारा फिक्स्ड बायस है, फिक्स्ड बायस, और ये तुम्हारा वोल्टेज डिवाइडर बायस है. ओके, तो उसके बेस करके जो जितना प्रॉब्लम है वो सब प्रॉब्लम देखो. ठीक है, और वोल्टेज डिवाइडर बायसिंग में तुम्हारा एग्जैक्ट एनालिसिस है एंड अप्रोक्सीमेट एनालिसिस है. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है दोनों. ओके, ये पहले कुछ थ्योरी है इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन के बारे में. ओके, वो भी आ सकता है थ्योरी के हिसाब से, या तो उसको बेस करके प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है. ओके, so definitely you will get 2 long question from module 2, so that's why module 2 has to be covered thoroughly. Okay, and rest all
Sir,
every
आपके
module
पास
is one question.
PDF है सर?
Yeah, anything you're asking?
सर PDF है आपके पास, जैसे आप मॉड्यूल 1 का दिए हैं PDF सर?
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, बोलो.
PDF है आपके पास?
मेरे पास
PDF सर?
मॉड्यूल 1 का.
No sir, after midterm sir, module 2 sir.
All the things I have already sent. Otherwise I can send you again. Module 1 the slides I have sent you. Okay, then from module 2 the written parts. Okay, written notes I had sent. Okay, so module 2, module 3, module 4 I sent yesterday. Okay, so those things I have already sent. These notes I have already sent. Okay, so just this voltage divider by voltage division biasing. Okay, so that I'm just recapitulating. Okay, so one problem I will recapitulate, then based on the exact analysis, then another problem I will do on the approximate analysis. Okay. So this problem is already done. Just for your recapitulating, I am again just doing with the same values. Okay. BCC is 20 volt, R1, R2, 39K, 3.9K, RE, 1.5K, RC, 10K, beta equal to 140. Okay. Find out VCE and IC. ये दोनों find out करो. Okay. So first it can be done in exact analysis or it can be done in approximate analysis. Okay. So to check the condition, whether it can be done in approximate analysis or not, the condition is that beta RE should be greater than equal to 10 R2 or to apply approximate analysis. Okay, so here you can check beta RE means 140 into 1.5K should be greater than equal to 10 R2. 10 into 3.9K. Okay, it is satisfying? Yes, 140, so it will be 210. So it is greater than equal to 39K. Okay, so here you can apply the approximate analysis. Yes or no? Just the same problem already done. Just I am quickly just recapitulating. Okay, because this is very important. This definitely you will get a question based on this thing. Okay, so once you get this thing, so that means approximate analysis can be applied. So next task is what? Have you remember anything? You are calculating this VB. Okay. So here I can apply approximate analysis. So I'll go with approximate analysis. Okay. So VB will be how much? VB will be how much? Sri Lakshmi, are you listening? Who else can say?
So R2 by R1 plus R2 into VI.
R2 by R1 plus R2 into
VCC.
VCC. Okay. Yeah, VCC. Okay. Okay. Just I am writing it, so you will calculate. Okay. So ये value डाल के calculate करो. Okay. So once you get VB, what is the next step?
So BE.
Okay. So BB minus 0.7. Okay. Next, after getting VE, what else you'll find out?
IE.
IE equal to VE by RE. Okay, so this one is grounded actually. Once you get IE, your IC will be equal to IE. Okay. Next, VCE. What is the formula for VCE?
BCC minus IC whole into RE plus RC.
Yes. VCE equal to VCC minus IC whole into RC plus RE. Okay. So these are the things you can do. Okay. If the condition for approximate analysis is getting satisfied. Okay. So now if it is asked in the question, if nothing is asked, then first you will check if it is satisfying, then easily you can do. You don't have to go for the approximate analysis. Okay. So, but if it is written in the question that solve the question in exact analysis, then you don't have to check anything. You have to go definitely with the exact analysis. If nothing is given, you can do in that way also, but that is difficult. Okay. Instead of that, if the condition is satisfying, you can go with this approximate analysis method. So now let us solve this same question in exact analysis method. Okay. So in exact analysis method, what you are doing first? You are calculating RTH. Yes or no? Okay. So RTH equal to how much? I mean, just tell me this value. RTH equal to, tell me the formula, not value. Okay. Tell me the formula. How you are calculating RTH?
R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2.
Yes, R1 parallel to R2. That means R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Next is, next what will calculate?
ETH.
ETH. Okay. So ETH equal to how much? Tell me. The same thing. Okay. R2 by ETH ये कर रहे थे ना, तो पहला वाला उसका जो explanation है उसको देखोगे तो याद आ जाएगा. Okay. So here I am not going through the explanation. Directly I am writing. You can just remember. Okay. R2 by R1 plus R2 into VCC. ये voltage division rule डाल के ये निकाल रहे थे. R2 by R1 plus R2 into VCC. Okay. So your ETH will be calculated. Okay. That means this figure will be changed to ETH. Rest part are same. Your RE okay. So your input circuit, this part is converted to its ETH and RTH. ETH and RTH. इस तरह का conversion हो जा रहा था. Okay. ये once you got this thing, next thing, your this one is VB. Okay. Next thing you have to calculate this. You have to apply loop. Okay. ये loop डाल के तुम्हारा formula निकल रहा था. Okay. So how much was it? Your That is, this is your IB. Okay. So what was the formula? So this one is your IE. Okay. Tell me the formula.
Sir,
If
IB
you
we are finding IB.
IB equal to
IB equal to ETH minus RBE.
ATS minus RB, not B, not RB,
B.
BB.
B.
BB, sorry.
BB by
Divided by RTH plus beta plus 1 into RE.
beta plus 1 into RE. Okay. So there is one explanation about this thing. I'm not going through to it. Okay, you can go through that explanation if you understand. Okay. Otherwise, at least you remember this thing. Okay. But definitely you will get a problem based on this thing. Okay, you can go with the calculation only. Okay. IB equal to this thing. Okay. So once you got IB, IC equal to, I'll find out IC.
Beta IB.
Beta IB. Okay. Next, once you got IC, your VCE equal to VCC minus, you just put this formula IC whole into RC plus RE. So these formulas are there. You just have to put this value and you have to calculate. I'm not going for the calculation. You can calculate. Okay. This is just for a recapitulation. Now I'll just do another new problem. Little bit tricky. RC is given as 10K, RE, R2, R1. Okay. So in the question, this is a given data. Your VCC equal to 22 volt, R1 equal to 10 R2, RC is 10K. No, RC is 10K given. R2 equal to 2 RE. R2 equal to 2 RE. R2 equal to 2 RE. Okay. And it is written that current amplification factor इक्वल टू 100. उसका मतलब क्या है? 0.7 and VCE is 7.7 volt. Okay, find IB, IC, calculate. Okay, current amplification factor is 100. That means what it is saying? Current amplification factor means what? Okay, बीटा क्या है? बीटा क्या है? What is beta? Is it the current amplification factor? In a common emitter configuration, the current amplification factor is what? Beta. Okay, so here this is given, current amplification factor is beta. That means the beta is given as 100. Okay, so now first I'll check whether I can apply the approximate analysis here or not. Okay, so for that I have to check the condition, that is beta RE should be greater than equal to 10 R2. Okay, or you can okay. So this is the condition for approx analysis. Okay, so beta RE means 100 times of RE is greater than equal to 10 times of R2. Okay, in place of R2 I can put what? 2 RE. So is it true 100 RE is greater than equal to 20 RE? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Satisfied? Implies apply approximate analysis. Okay. So now we'll apply the approximate analysis. Okay. So that means basically I'll find out this point. Let us name it as this voltage VB. Okay, calculate VB. VB equal to how much? Tell me. R2 by R1 plus R2 into VCC into VCC, or yes, R2 is given as okay, and R1 is also given 10 R2. So R2 divided by 10 R2 plus R2 into VCC. Okay. Why did this thing? Because all the R2 will be cancelled out. Okay, so it is 1 by 11 into 22, or it is equal to 2 volt. So I got VB equal to 2 volt. Next, VE will be how much? VB is given 0.7. Even if it is not given, that means you should understand it's a silicon. Okay, silicon BJT. Okay, that means your VBE will be 0.7. Okay, so you can say VE equal to VB minus VBE or equal to minus 0.7 equal to 1.3 volt. Okay, so this voltage you got. Once you got this thing, it is also given the VCE. VCE means this side is plus, this is minus. Okay. Now, can you find out IC? This one is my IC current. You know VCE, you know this voltage, and you know this resistor. Okay, can you find out IC? IC will be how much? Otherwise, first calculate this voltage. Okay. So your VC, let us say this name, this voltage name is like your this one was VE. Okay, this point voltage is VE. Similarly, this point voltage will be VC. Okay, so VC will be equal to VE plus VCE. Yes or no? Because this one is at VE potential. Okay, उसके ऊपर ये VCE है. This side is plus, this side is minus. Okay, that means this volt point is at a potential of VE plus VCE. Okay. So VC equal to VE plus VC, or that is equal to 1.3 volt plus 7.7, which is equal to 9 volt. Okay. So once you got this thing, then your IC current will be equal to how much? IC equal to, you know this voltage, you know this voltage. So VCC minus VC by RC. Okay, or that is equal to VCC minus VC by RC, or equal to 22 minus 9 by 10K. Okay, so that is equal to your 1.3 milliampere. Okay, once you got IC, your IE will be how much? IE and IC both are same or not?
Nearly equals to IE.
Yes, that you can apply IE is approximately equal to IC equal to that same thing 1.3 milliampere. Now, can you find out RE? You know this voltage, you have calculated IE. Okay, IE you know, this voltage you know. Okay, how much is this RE? Okay, so that can be calculated like, you know, IE equal to VE by RE, implies RE equal to VE by IE, or that is equal to VE we have got as 1.3 volt by IE we have got as 1.3 milliampere, that is 1K. Yeah, because here milli means 10 to the minus 3. Okay, so 1.3 will cancel out. This 10 to the minus 3 will go out to the top. So it is 1000. Here B by A means it is the unit of this resistor, ohm. Okay, so 1 kilo ohm. Right. Then IB, you know what? IC. IC is calculated. So what is the relationship between IC and IB? IC equal to
IC
beta
is equal
IB.
to beta IB.
Okay, or IB equal to IC by beta. Okay, so 1.3 milliampere by beta is 100. Don't do any mistake here. So during this calculations, so 1.3 into it is 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, by 100. So always express this IB in terms of micro ampere. Okay, so it will be equal to 0.13 microampere. Okay, because this 100 will be taken off, so it will 10 to the minus 2. Okay, minus 3 minus 2, that is 10 to the minus 5. Again here it will be taken 1 point, so it will be 0.13 into 10 to the power minus 6, or 0.13 microampere. Okay. One more problem we will solve. Find out IB, VCE and VCB. Okay. So obviously, if in this type of problem, whenever you see this capacitor, okay, through which this input is given and through which the output has been taken, okay, so please don't consider them, just you can ignore them. Okay, so there is no role of this capacitor. Okay, because we are finding out the Q point or the DC operating point. Okay, so for the DC operating point, this capacitor will act as a open circuit. So there is no role of this capacitor. Don't confuse with this capacitor. Okay, next you just have to simply in the same manner you have to calculate. So in this inner loop, you apply a KVL. Okay. So since this is the current direction IE, so this one is your IE, or here also this is the same IE. Nothing is going in this way. So this is your emitter current direction. This is IE, and this one is your IC. So just apply a KVL loop here. So it will be, yes. If you start from here, or let's say here from you start, okay, minus VBE. From this point, let us you start minus VBE minus IERE plus VEE equal to 0. Okay, implies your IE. You can take this one to right side and just rearrange this thing, nothing else. VEE minus VBE by RE, or that is equal to 4 volt minus VBE is 0.7 divided by RE 1.2K. So that is equal to 2.75 milliampere. Okay. So once you get this IE, you know that IE equal to IC plus IB, or that is equal to, you can say, beta IB plus IB. Okay, or it is equal to IB into beta plus 1. Okay, implies your IB equal to IE by beta plus 1, or that is equal to 2.75 milliampere by beta is, yes, beta is given as 60. Okay, so beta is given as 60. Okay, so put here 61. So calculate it, it will be 45.04 microampere, 0.5 microampere. Okay. So once you get IB, next you can apply the KVL in this outer loop. That means in this outer loop you can apply a KVL. Okay, starting from here. Okay, VCC minus, if this is the IC current, this is also IC, minus ICRC. Okay, so VCE, I can name it as VCE between collector and emitter. So with respect to collector with respect to emitter. So that's why collector, this side is plus and this side is minus. Okay. Always remember, if you are writing VBE, that means base voltage with respect to emitter. So that's why base side, this one is called taken as positive and this one is taken as negative. Okay. VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE plus VE equal to 0. That means I am considering a complete outside loop. Okay, a loop, I am considering this loop. Okay. So here my aim is to find out VCE. So just rearrange it, implies your VCE equal to VCC, this VCC is there, plus VEE plus VEE minus ICRC minus IERE minus ICRC minus IERE. Okay. VCC plus VE minus, see, you know that IC already we have calculated what? IB we have calculated, and we have also calculated IE. Okay. IE is already calculated. Okay, so and you know IC is approximately equal to IE. So here in place of this IC, I can put IE. So this IC can be changed with IE. Okay, so if it will be changed with IE, then take common IE, RC plus RE. Okay, just now put this value. So VCC is 10 plus VEE is 4 minus IE we have calculated, that was coming as 2.75 milliampere milli into RC plus RE. Okay, RC is 2.4. Oh, sorry, by mistake I have written 2.4 volt. Is 2.4 kilo. 2.4 K plus 1.2 K. Okay, so put those things and calculate it. It will be 4.1 volt. So next thing, what it is asking? It is asking VCB. Okay, so VCB between collector and base. So name it VCB. This side is plus, this side is minus. So just apply another KVL loop here. Okay, so here it is nothing but the calculation of this KVL loop. Okay, so again you calculate. So VCC minus ICRC minus VCB equal to 0. Okay, implies your VCB equal to VCC minus ICRC. Okay, so just put this value. So it is equal to 10 minus IC. Okay, in place of IC, I'm taking what? IC approximately equal to IE. So that also I can put IE का value we have calculated, that was 2.75 milliampere into RC is 2.4. So calculated, it will be equal to, oh sorry. Yes, this is also right. You can take this thing, IC is approximately equal to IE, you can take. Otherwise, since IB is already calculated, so that also you can do. Instead of IC, you can put as IC equal to beta IB. So that also you can put and you can calculate. In both the cases, it will be almost same. Slight variation may be there. Okay. So anyway, just calculate it. It will be around 3.51 volt. So you calculated your IB and VCE and VCB. Okay. Okay, with this, I'll stop here. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. So please prepare thoroughly. If you have any doubt at any point in time, you can just ask me. I'll be there. Okay, so I hope your basic electronics exam is on next Saturday or when? When is your basic electronics exam?
24.
24th. Okay. Okay, so prepare properly. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll stop here. Okay, the students who have not given the lab test,